Yo, what is poppin', guys? We're back on Pokemon Showdown for week 3 of the NPL. This time I finally have the time to upload a team builder, so that's gonna be fun because I pack a little bit of heat this week. We are facing Persa, I think that's his name, and his, let me check, it's a weird name, weird team name, Amazon Walreinforests, okay? Walrein, nice mascot, that's nice, I like it. Walrein is a heat mon. But he's 1-1. I am on 2 right now because I lost 2 dumb battles in the first 2 weeks. He's in my division as well, so I definitely have to beat him. It's kind of must win game because I don't want to be like 2 or 3 games behind everyone in the division. That would be dumb. So yeah, I gotta win this week. Probably gotta win next week as well, but that's gonna be a tough battle. That's even more of a reason we have to win this week. And let's have a look at his team. Put it in right here. So he brings a very cool, very threatening team. Manaphy, Zapdos, Mega Scepter, Marowak, Alolan Form, Dragonite, Metagross, Porygon 2, Diancie, Poliwrath, Drapion, Serena. Looking at his team, it's a very slow team. Besides Mega Scepter and Manaphy and Zapdos, basically, he doesn't have a fast mon. He brought Trick Room last week, so we have to like kind of prep for that as well, but I'm not too worried about Trick Room because I have a bunch of very slow mons on my squad. If you didn't notice, or didn't watch my video last week, I dropped Skarmory, Slowking, and Electros for Azumarill, Celebi, and Electabuzz. So made some trades or free agent transactions to word it better, I guess. And hopefully, like this squad isn't as passive as my squad was in the first 2 weeks. So I hope we can get a win here. Looking at his team, biggest threats are probably Manaphy because Manaphy is always an issue to deal with in the format. Marowak is very annoying to my team. I don't really have a switch into it. Dragonite, I think I have a solid counter to it, but if I lose my counter, that thing could be quite threatening to my team depending on its set. In the qualifying tourney, he like qualified through a tournament. He won it, and he had Dragonite on there as well. And he brought like Sub DD Fly, so he kind of gets creative with this set. So gotta watch out for some weird sets, I guess. Porygon 2 always is an issue to wear down. He has some nice Weavile counters in Diancie and Poliwrath, but nothing too too big of a deal. Um, Weavile still puts in the work and is basically the only mon on my team that can revenge kill the Scepter, which could be annoying. Oh, I missed an A there, but that shouldn't be a problem. Which could be annoying, but I don't really think he brings the Scepter because my team has like Amoonguss, potential Sepsipa Azu, Weavile that can like, easily revenge it, Fortress which walls it if it doesn't run the HP Fire, and all the good stuff. Like I don't really see Scepter coming. I see Manaphy coming. I see Marowak coming. I see D-Knight coming. I see probably Poliwrath or Diancie coming, one or the other to counter Weavile. I see Porygon 2 and then like maybe Zapdos, maybe Metagross. Yeah, maybe stuff like Serena or something to rapid spin, but I'm not sure about it. His hazard control is pretty decent, so I don't want to stack him this time. He has Serena and Zapdos, but rocks are pretty important because like I want to break the multi-scale on Dragonite because if it's a DD variant, I cannot revenge kill it with the Ice Crash on Weavile, which because I'm live of always OCOs through multi-scale, which is kind of cool. But if this thing gets out of hand, I basically have a problem. Probably will get swept. But let's hop right into my team. His team, as I said, is like super weak to Weavile. Like look at his squad. Dragonite doesn't appreciate it. Scepter doesn't like it. Zapdos gets easily 2k of Ice Crash. Manaphy doesn't enjoy taking a knockoff unless it's like a very bulky variant. I could see him bring max speed, max HP because he doesn't really need max special attack to like get 2 KOs or OCOs on my team, but you never know, I guess. But yeah, really the only monster can really switch into Weavile are Diancie and Poliwrath, and both aren't that great in the matchup versus me. Diancie is kinda decent because like it's a decent check to Zardex, but my Zardex basically can OCO his entire team with the set I'm bringing, but we go to that later. Yeah, Weavile enough speed to outspeed Manaphy and Zapdos as fastest mons. I can run Adamant because it doesn't have like a 110 base speed mon or something, and I can like easily run Adamant, outspeed everything I need to, pick off Scepter with the Ice Shot, which always kills up the rock. and like hit incredibly hard with the life of knockoff, life of ice crash. Pursuit is here to pursue trap the Marowak. If I like get a prediction right on like if he goes for rocks or something, I potentially can pursue trap him with Weavile and like get a big threat out of the way, because Marowak actually, if it's Adamant Thick Club, actually has a chance to to occur my entire squad, which is really annoying. But yeah, we gotta play around that and hopefully like get a kill with Weavile with the pursuit. If not, like I can just spam knockoff and nothing like really wants to switch in on that. Porygon, even though it can like take ice crashes for days, even low kicks or stuff like that, it doesn't enjoy losing its Eviolite. Porygon 2 is his Z Crystal Mon, which I think is kind of surprising because like Z conversion, yes, is a cool move, but on Porygon 2, like you really want the bulk. Obviously you get the bulk with the Z conversion, but then again, like it doesn't have the speed to be a sweep. It doesn't have like huge special attack to get a sweep, like in the early game or something. Like you gotta weaken stuff tremendously for Porygon 2 to sweep, and like I don't think that's like the best choice for Z Crystalmon, but I think Z moves are stupid and I don't like them, so I don't really care on what mon he has. The Z Crystal, if he brings it, I think if he brings the Porygon 2, he probably brings the Violite. Maybe brings the Trick Room variant because his team is super slow and Marowak can sweep under Trick Room. Um, yeah. But Weavile here basically 2 chaos everything besides Diancie and Poliwrath, and like gets tremendous damage off, knocks off items, pursuit traps to Marowak, gives me a solid check to Mega Scepter and Zapdos and stuff like that, as well as the Dragonite. So Weavile definitely has to come. Next up, I bring the latest addition to the team, Azumarill Coolidge, with obviously a Sap Super set, because Azumarill with the Sap Super ability and 244 HP and 36 speed def is never 3 KO'd by a timid max speed plus 3 mana fee Scald. Energy Ball obviously doesn't do anything because of Sap Super. Ice Beam doesn't like really hit it for tremendous damage, even if at plus 3 or plus 6. So I should be Gucci with the Azu. It also is a very good check to Mega Sceptile, and deals with the Dragonite fairly well if it's a Dragon Dance variant. Because I have the Encore, I can Encore it into Substitute or Dragon Dance. If he goes for it, I can Toxic it if he like just Dragon Dance and then like go for the Encore. Because whatever coverage move he wants to go for with the Dragonite, even after he like goes for +1 and gets Toxic, I have a counter for that. Like if he locks himself into Thunder Punch, I can just go into my Amoonguss, which I bring, onto my Celebi, which I also bring. Like if he locks himself into Outrage, I can like I have the Azu, he won't lock himself into Outrage, but even then I have the Fortress in the back, and yeah, if he locks himself into E-Speed, like that doesn't do a lot. So that's kind of cool, I guess. Azu also is my best answer to Alolan Marowak. The set here, the HP and defense stats are here to like never be too KO'd by Shadow Ball after I get one round of leftovers back with the Protect. So I think the Shadow Ball does like 49 to 57% or something. And with the set I have, if it's Thick Club Adamant, and with like leftovers recovery, 2 rounds of leftovers recovery, I'm guaranteed to live 2. And probably with the speed investment I have, if he doesn't speed crit me, I can 2 KO with this guy, which does like 54 to whatever percent if he's like max HP. So that's kind of cool. I also have Encore if like Marowak decides to go for Will-O-Wisp or what's it called, or Stealth Rocks. Encore always is nice to have versus Trick Room variants of Porygon and Diancie. Helps me like lock Mega Sceptile into a move, for example Dragon Pulse or Leaf Storm or something like that, and give other mons a chance to come in and get a Revenge Kill or to set up or something. Toxic is always nice because Azumarill, while it walls Manaphy, it cannot kill Manaphy if it's a Sap Super variant, so I have to Toxic it, put it in range with the Toxic so that Azumarill or not Azumarill, Celebi or Weavile can kill with the Giga Drain or knockoff respectively. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Azumarill also is a decent check to like more bulkier variants of Metagross because it can burn and like scout for stuff with the Protect, and like it really helps me to see what kind of sets my opponent brings. So that's kind of cool. It also walls the hell out of Serena, which is kind of funny because Serena usually is super effective versus Azu, but not this time. Also walls Poliwrath, so like defensive Azumarill is really good versus this matchup, versus this team. It's a very nice matchup here. And like usually, obviously, Azumarill with the Sap's ability is absolute trash, but in this matchup, it's kind of fantastic. Like it will be the only time I bring Sap Zipper, but I'm pretty sure it will put in the work. Like getting Toxics off, getting Scalpers off, maybe Revenge Kill the Marowak, which would be cool. I really think my boy Coolidge here will put in the work. So next up, I have my Celebi here. Nasty Plot set with the leftovers. Tim at max speed because I want to speed tie with the Manaphy and the Zapdos because I want to have a chance to revenge kill the Manaphy if it gets out of hand and my Azumarill goes down already. So I want to be at least, I want to have at least the chance to have a speed tie and then like proceed to kill my opponent. Giga Range Psychic Earth Power, as you can see, like perfect coverage versus his entire squad. Obviously doesn't hit Porygon for super effective damage, but plus 2 Giga Drain, all cost Manaphy if it's a max HP non-split death variant. Psychic 2 hit Chaos Zapdos, even if it's specially defensive after Stealth Rock and if I'm at plus 2. Mega Sceptile drops to plus 2 Psychic. Marowak cannot take a plus 2 Earth Power unless like Shaco Berry or Assault Vest. Dragonite obviously needs to have the multi-scale broken in order for Psychic to OHKO, which I think it does after Stealth Rock obviously does like over 75% at plus 2. Metagross drops to an Earth Power after I get like some chip damage off. Then with like Diancie and Poliwrath just drop to Giga Drain and are basically set up for it. Because like Diancie, you will probably not bring an offensive variant, more likely a physically defensive or specially defensive Diancie with Diamond Storm, in which case Diamond Storm does a max of 39%. I'm pretty sure that can like just set up in its face. Drapion doesn't enjoy taking the Earth Power at plus 2, and like if he runs Shocker, good for him. I don't really see that coming. And Serena is set up for that kind of touch me. I can set up and kill with the Psychic whenever I want. Only problem with the set is it cannot really beat Porygon 2. Unless I get like to plus 4, plus 6, plus 2 nasty, plus 2 Giga Drain or Psychic to like 40% max. I think if it's a physically defensive variant, which I really see coming because physically defensive Porygon 2 actually is not too KO'd by plus 1 Zard X, I'm pretty sure, if I'm jolly. So like if it's not specially defensive, I can like go to plus 4, plus 6 on it and try to get half back with the Giga Drain and not be like revenge kill later in the game by anything. So that's basically the reason behind that. But Porygon needs to take some damage for me to kill it, I guess. But overall, Celebi can be a great late win condition versus this team. It's a new addition to the team. I like really didn't consider picking up Celebi at all for quite some while, but like then I had a talk with my buddy Gypsy King, and he like said like I should check Celebi out, and it really adds another dimension to my team because it like is another setup sweeper potentially. Can Baton Pass, can be a defensive, offensive, Stealth Rock, U-turn, Baton Pass. Like it really can do a lot of stuff, and I'm really hyped to have it. I think I will do fairly well with it because like I used Mew in the ITL last season. Another one of these base 100s. He used Teeny last season in the NPL, and I always do quite well with these base 100 mods, and I think Celebi is another one of those like solid legendaries that like have a bunch of versatile moves that allow it to fill multiple roles on my team. And I really like to have this versatility without being too passive or anything. And Celebi really fits this mold. This mold probably will be a staple on my team in the next couple of weeks, I guess. Hope the set works out. Definitely has a solid chance to sweep once a week in Porygon 2 or once I like get a free setup on anything. So that's kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, but let's hop into the next set. And obviously, I gotta pack some heat with my boy Charizard X. This time I bring Belly Drum, 3 attacks that max speed Jolly because I need to speed her with Manaphy and Zapdos. I can run quite a bunch of HP EVs because this investment in attack guarantees me an OHKO on everything on his team at +1. Like the only thing that could potentially like take a +6 hit without with me not having any attack investment would be the Porygon 2 if it's max physically defensive. But with 132 attack EVs +6 Dragonclaw OHKOs Porygon 2 after rocks if it's max HP max defense Bolt or Impish or whatever. So that's great. Looking at his team, like D-Dance Zardex would be quite cool as well because like then it outspeeds Mega Sceptile and it doesn't have a Scarfer that outspeed it, but it just like fails to get important 2-hit KOs or OHKOs. Like it would struggle versus Diancie It would struggle versus defensive Poliwrath. It would struggle versus Porygon 2. And like the only mon that is faster on his team than Zardex is the Mega Sceptile. And Mega Sceptile is like really bad versus my team because it gets walled by Sepsiper, Azu, and the Mungas, as well as Celebi if I bring like a more specially defensive variant, and gets revenge killed by Weavile. I also have the Fortress that can deal with it. I don't really see it coming. If he brings it, I can probably revenge kill it rather easily. So Zardex, after like Sceptile is dealt with, it's the fastest mon on the field besides the Scarfer, and obviously speed test with Manaphy and Zapdos, both of which cannot knock me out from 51%. So after like belly drum up, I still have enough HP to take a serve from Manaphy or to take any attack Zapdos wants to go for, unless like a Specs HP Ground or HP Dragon, but I don't think he would run that. And yeah, after belly drum, if he like brings smaller variants of his mons and doesn't bring Sceptile, and if I get the belly drum off on, for example, the Serena, the Poliwrath, the a Dragonite that is locked into a weird move, or like even the Zapdos, which if it does pack like T-Wave to Parami or something, I can potentially sweep the game. It's more likely that this RX will be a wall breaker versus this squad. Like it's very very probable that I will belly drum up early in the game and try to get like as many hits off as possible and just like break down his walls before like being revenge killed or anything because of the speed tire or whatever. But it's also a very nice late game win con. Obviously once I weaken stuff I could run Dragon Dance and like just get a sweep, but that's too boring for me. I want to pack some heat this week, and I think the Zardex could put in the work in the right matchup. Like if he brings stuff like Marowak, Mega Sceptile, Manaphy, Dragonite, and Diancie or something, I probably won't have the chance to belly drum up and will probably do nothing besides like getting one hit off or anything or something like that. But in the right matchup, this Zardex can like just get a 7-turn 6-0. To be honest, like if you bring some passive stuff and you should lead off with like maybe Porygon 2, maybe Zapdos, or maybe Serena, I can just belly drum up and win. Like that's obviously if he doesn't bring the Mega Scepter, because that would outspeed me. But again, I don't really see it coming. So Zardex here probably will put in quite some work. I'm really hyped for that thing to come, and if it doesn't get a kill, it doesn't get a kill. I don't really care. Next up, I have my Fortress. Obviously, now that I dropped Scum, it's my only it's the only hazard removal I have on my team, and with the Zardex around, I need Rapid Spin this week. But it's also like very decent in the matchup I face because it gets up rocks versus quite some stuff like Drape versus Serena, Drapion, Poliwrath, Diancie, Porygon 2 versus Metagross. Like it gets off Stealth Rock versus a bunch of his mons, and with the set here, the set that I have, Earthquake, Toxic, Rapid Spin, it is designed to get off excuse me, it is designed to get off spins rather easily because it could potentially try to stack me with Drapion, Toxic Spikes, and like obviously Stealth Rocks, because like he has the perfect spin blocker to face the Fortress in the form of Marowak or Alola. But with Earthquake and Toxic, I should be fine with it. Like if Marowak is still around once I like want to go for the Rapid Spin, I will just like go for the Earthquake, expect him to go into Marowak, get 50% damage off, and then like switch out, try to revenge kill it as soon as possible, and then like get a spin off later. Like I don't have to go into Zardex early if rocks are up. I can just wait for the right opportunity to do a Rapid Spin. Toxic is here because Manaphy can easily abuse this thing as setup fodder. Toxic also deals with Zapdos, which would like to come in on Fortress to like defog stuff away, or just get off a Heat Wave or Volt Switch or anything. So like to catch those mons with a Toxic on the switch. And Toxic also is a very solid way of hitting Dragonite and like make it kind of useless, put it on a timer, I guess. Banded Fire Punch does not knock me out with this investment, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, I have this 30, so I'm never OHKO from full by one hit, which is kind of nice. Spadef investment allows me to like take at least one HP Fire from Mega Sceptile, I think. Or like two, no, I think it's to take 2 Focus Blasts if he doesn't want to rely on HP Fire, or if he doesn't want to pack HP Fire to word it better, I guess. It's like a backup check to Sceptile if it doesn't pack the hidden power. But and also it's like with the investment I have, it's a decent check to Metagross. 28 attack EVs allow me to always 2-hit KO max HP Marowak, I'm pretty sure. It can like come in easily on Porygon 2 and get off a spin or set up Stealth Rock. This is solid backup check to Diancie. Deals with the Poliwrath fairly well. All these months, like from Metagross down to Serena, Fortress come in on that can come in on them and set up rocks or spin stuff away, which is really important for me because Weavile and Zardex are pretty weak to rocks, and I don't like rocks on my field when I have those two around. I didn't get off spins as often as I'd like to have in the first 2 weeks, so I like kind of make better work of that this week. Next up, on the last member on my squad is the Among Us. It's an assault based variant, even though I really would like to have Spore and be more physically defensive. I needed a mon that can check +3 mana fee once like Azumarill goes down, because mana fee with the investment I have, timid max special attack, mana fee cannot OHKO me after rocks with the ice beam because of my investment, which is really nice. I think it does like 80-ish% max, so that's really cool. It's another backup check to the Mega Sceptile, and it's a mon that can easily switch into Zapdos. Zardex, because Zardex is my best answer to strong electric types this season, but because I run a belly drum set and don't have roost on it, Zapdos can wear me down rather easily, and I don't really want to rely on Zard being the number one switch to Zapdos if he brings it. And with this investment, I can take like 2 HP flyings, I think, and like try to put it on time with the Sludge Bomb, pivot around, get my health back with the Regenerator, and stuff like that. Foul play is here, obviously, because I want to be able to hit the Marowak Alola, and looking at his team, the best switch into my Among Us is the Alola Marowak. And probably if I have Among Us out versus the Mega Sceptile, I will just go for the foul play to try to catch the Marowak on the switch, and might be an over prediction that I have to go for early in the game, but depending on the matchup, I really think that Marowak Alola, it will come, and I really think that this will be, depending on what team he brings, it will be the best switch he has to Among Us. So because like nothing wants to take a Spore, nothing wants to get hit by a Sludge Bomb, or by Giga Drain and stuff like that. So I have the foul play just to put like Marowak in range for basically every attack. I think foul play will do like 40 to 50% depending on the set he has. Like he could very well be like max speed variant, right, to outspeed some stuff on my team, but I really see like a more bulky offensive variant with the thick club, obviously. Um, yeah, like Clear Smog is here, so the Dragonite cannot set up in my face, and even if he like goes for the Dragon Dance and maybe has a substitute up, I can just go for the foul play, which will break the subs to 100% of the time, especially if he's at +1. So that's kind of the reason behind that. Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, obviously coverage moves that like get some decent damage off on everything. Like I think Giga Drain is a 3k on Diancie, and the 3k on Poliwrath. Um, can do quite some damage to Serena with the Sludge Bomb, obviously, and like get some chip damage off the need to have a sweep with the Weavile or the Celebi in the late game. So yeah, that's my squad. Life of Weavile, Sepsipper, Bulky, Azu, Nasty Plot, Celebi, Drum Zardex, Bulky, Spin Rocks, Fortress, and Assault Vest Among Us. In my video last week, in my week 2 battle, I obviously said it's a must, not only a must win game, but it's that I guarantee a win. I still stand by that because I like never lost like 3 in a row or anything. I still think I will win this game because I think my prep is really good this week. But obviously there are no free wins in this league besides playing Trevor, obviously, as you all know. But I'm very sure I will win this game. Like I'm kind of afraid of some stuff, for example, like the Marowak Alola, which could be a pain in the ass, but I still think I have enough like firepower to revenge kill it, pursue Trevor with Weavile and shit like that. So I maybe have to seg 1-1 to stuff like Marowak and Dragonite, but I should be fine in the late game just because Celebi and Weavile, as well as Azumarill, put in so much work with this team. So thank you guys for watching. Let's hope I'm 1-2 after this week and can get back on track before facing my buddy Sebastian his Montreal Furnace in week 4. An undefeated team as of right now. I don't know if he like won his week 3 matchup, but he probably has because he's a very good player. And yeah, if we want to have a chance of making playoffs, like winning this week and winning next week versus the Montreal Furnace would be huge. That would like give us a lot of momentum going forward and like just make the first two losses okay, I guess. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed and leave a comment. I really appreciate having comments on my videos, even though I don't answer all the time. But yeah, drop a like in the comment and catch you tomorrow in the battle.